So to start off, hug the left side. A lot of people go out into the middle. It takes a lot longer because you aggro a lot more rats and you have to fight more rats, so stay along the left hand side. Grab the item here if it spawns. A horde is very common early in this game, so it's good to make as much forward progress as you can. Whoever has a luck die can get the first tome. I see the patrol, but I don't really feel like going down to the left to hide from it. I decide to fight it because I have a bomb. But there's a horde behind me as well, so I throw my bomb to make a hole. You use the bomb to create space, and then you use this space to get around the patrol. Now all the rats are coming from one direction. Instead of me being sandwiched from a patrol in front and a horde behind, now they're all facing one direction. With that maneuver, I just went from a very unfavorable position to a very favorable one. Be careful here though, because the storm vermin could push you off the edge of the level very easily. You don't have to walk down the stairs, just jump down to the railings and get the second chest. Now you can go up and down on the ladder to bait the rat's attack so you don't have to take any damage. So notice how I look, check it's clear, and then proceed to go up, and then proceed to take damage anyway. Here's a clip from another run illustrating exactly what I mean about avoiding damage. In this run, I entirely forgot about chest 3, so don't forget about it. Ideally send one person to the tome and one person to the grim. Make sure you do this part alone. If you have a second player trying to make the jump as well, their model can push yours away from the jump and you can fall down and take damage. Usually you also have to drag the pubs over to the tome. The chest is to the left, but there is a good item spawn on the right hand side. If you have a team, you could split up 2 by 2. Usually I just get the chest and forget the items, unless someone is in gray health. Now when you jump down, pay attention to where most of the trash is. If you find most of the trash is on one side or the other, you can just walk on the other side and just skip the trash. Here I see there's ads coming from the left, so I decide to stay on the left hand side and to deal with them on that side. Now a lot of teams go up the right side here and across the bridge. This time I decided to try something different, go up the left side. That was a mistake because there are rats here on the left side where there weren't any on the other side. After getting the first chest, I find I tend to take a different route through the rail cars every time. It just depends on what trash has spawned where. The platforming for Grim 2 can be tricky. I drop a fire patch down in front to keep any rats from walking onto the elevator with us. There's a few places you can hold here. You can hold over there. I don't like to do that because your back is to a ledge and it's very easy to dodge off the edge of the map, and I like to have a rear position that is safe. Side note, I think distraction is an underrated trait for pubs because pubs go down a lot, and distraction allows you to buy yourself time and to not put yourself in an uncomfortable position and still save the player. Back to positioning. Here you have a lot of room you're able to back up into because of those supports, those little alleyways behind there. You can lead rats around those and weave in and out. You can buy yourself a lot of time, and I think it's a very safe position. You do have to deal with rats coming at you from above, but as long as you're mindful that that's going to happen, I have not found that to be a big problem. It's only when people aren't paying attention that they get hit from the rats from behind. Be very proactive to snipe gas, because that's really your biggest threat at this part. There are also other places to hold. This is by no means the only place, it's just the place I prefer. Now, because there's no health in between here and the end of the level, I think it's important that you conserve your health and that you don't take silly risks. I find that when teams fail here, they fail because they hemorrhaged health during the holdout section, and then when it came time to run, they just didn't have the health pool resource to finish the game. I see no reason to go forward as far as these players are going. You can just stay, let the rats funnel, especially with the conflag staff. But I choose to go forward further than I would like to because that's where my team is and because I still don't want them to take any damage even if they are standing in a less optimal location. As this run demonstrates, you don't have to be dogmatic about sitting in the back. It's just a matter of that is a stronger position than being as far forward as we are in this run. But as you can see, especially on Nightmare, it's really not that big of a deal as long as nobody's going down and dying. The speed potion really helped a lot in this run to get us ahead of the rats. Usually you will have to deal with many more rats than this. I go through this part as quickly as I possibly can. The challenge here is a storm vermin plus horde. Horde by itself isn't difficult, neither are storm vermin by themselves, but storm vermin mixed in with the horde can be a real challenge, especially on Kata. So it's critical that you snipe those storm vermin as soon as you can. There's no reason to hold here at the bridge. We still luck out because another horde doesn't spawn here. Usually I fight many more rats than we had to on this run. The rest of the run goes smoothly. The biggest way to avoid failure in this part is to keep an eye on your positioning and to snipe those storm vermin so you don't get surrounded. I hope this was helpful. As always, these are only my opinions. There's certainly other viable places to hold.